In 1977, a single signal from deep space lit up a telescope and stunned astronomers. It lasted just 72 seconds, and then it was gone. No repeat, no explanation, only a handwritten word in the margin. Wow. If you enjoy vivid mysteries and deep visuals, like and subscribe. It helps us bring these stories to life. But here's the question. What if that famous signal wasn't an alien beacon at all, but the trace of something far more ordinary and still extraordinary, hidden in nature itself? Decades later, new research has reopened the case, combing through old radio data and finding clues that point in a different direction. To understand why, we need to start with what the astronomer actually saw on that sheet of paper. Imagine scanning the sky for years and seeing nothing but faint, uneventful noise. Then, one evening, a string of symbols jumps out so clearly that your first response isn't to calculate. It's to circle it and scribble a stunned word in the margin. Wow. That was exactly what confronted Jerry Ammon in the summer of 1977. He was looking over data from the Big Ear radio telescope, a massive fixed installation in Ohio tuned to sweep across thin slices of the heavens. Big Ear didn't produce recordings of sound. Instead, it printed out long chains of letters and numbers, each encoding a signal strength. For Ammon, these otherwise dull rows of output were familiar. That day, one sequence broke the pattern. It simply read 6 E Q U J 5. To someone untrained, meaningless. To an astronomer, it stood out like graffiti on a blank wall. Ordinary background values were usually small. When letters appeared, they showed stronger responses. Here, in the middle, was a cluster of letters that signified an unusually sharp, powerful spike, far beyond the hum of static that normally filled the page. What Ammon saw was not random chatter. It was a very strong, narrowband signal that towered above the background. The frequency where it appeared made the moment even more unsettling. The signal sat close to what's known as the hydrogen line, a wavelength linked to the universe's most abundant element. Astronomers had long speculated that if any civilization wanted to be noticed, this would be the obvious place to transmit. To see a clean signal right there, and only there, made the odd printout glow with possibility. Yet what made it remarkable was not only where it appeared, but how it behaved. The signal held steady for about 72 seconds. The exact span Big Ear could track one point in the sky before Earth's rotation moved it out of view. Because the telescope was fixed, celestial sources drifted through its field of listening, producing a window of observation. In this case, the window opened. The spike appeared strong and narrow. Then it slipped away as the planet continued to turn. The event never repeated. Countless returns to the same region turned up nothing. It was there once and then gone. To Ammon, jotting "wow" in the margin wasn't a claim of contact. It was more like an admission that he had seen something outside the usual order. An unread book suddenly visible beneath the dust of a library where the shelves were thought empty. For decades, this short burst stood as both clue and puzzle. Some regarded it as a whisper from another mind. Others insisted it was an earthly artifact or an unknown natural source. But the mystery did not end on that page. In recent years, new data reopened the file. Researchers in the Arecibo WOW project reanalyzed archived Arecibo observations and, in 2020, found weaker, similar bursts aligned with cold hydrogen clouds. These fainter events echoed the same narrowband shape as the 1977 detection, but at levels more modest and scattered. The team suggests a possible mechanism. A powerful outburst from a magnetar or a soft gamma repeater could energize neutral hydrogen within a cloud. causing it to flare at that line. In effect, a maser-like brightening could mimic the kind of spike once captured by Big Ear, right where the "wow" sequence appeared. This proposal remains under debate. The work is posted on arXiv and not yet peer-reviewed. Some astronomers have noted that the physical requirements are extremely delicate and, so far, not demonstrated. A leading SETI researcher described the conditions as unproven. Still, the idea provides a natural explanation to test, and that shifts the wow mystery into the realm of repeatable science. To widen the search, the same group launched Wow at Home, a citizen science program showing that even modest radio setups might catch similar bursts of hydrogen brightening. For you as a listener, it means the story isn't only confined to large observatories. Small instruments can play a part in watching the skies, whether caused by instruments, natural bursts, or something we haven't even named. That single string of symbols still echoes. And the deeper importance may not be whether it was a greeting from far away at all. What matters is how it continues to push science toward sharper methods, and how fleeting mysteries become questions we can test. The story of the wow signal leads us to a deeper truth. Sometimes the most valuable discoveries are not answers, but the new ways of asking questions they leave behind. The wow signal may never have been a deliberate greeting from beyond. Recent research suggests it could have been a natural flare from hydrogen clouds energized by rare cosmic events. Yet, that remains a hypothesis, published as a preprint, not a settled fact. What it produced was testable ideas, archived data hunts, new searches, and even citizen science tools like Wow at Home, all aimed at finding more events. A single anomaly pushed astronomers to sharpen methods and rethink how signals are judged. Subscribe and turn on notifications to keep exploring mysteries like this with us. What counts as a message, and what is a natural signal acting like language, remains an open question.